I've been a baseball fan since I was a child, and I set a goal to attend games at all 30 MLB ballparks. In 8 years, I've made it to 13 different stadiums in 12 different cities. But which one is the best? Let's find out. I rate each of these ballparks on 7 categories to see which one is really the best. Location and setting, like what's around it, and how is it traveling there. Exterior aesthetics, what it looks like from the outside or how it fits in with its surroundings. Interior functions, features, and form, what's inside, what's there to do, what's there to see. The view from seats as well as the backdrop. Basically, is it just a cool view while you're watching a game? Fans. A great fan base has to be a combination of passionate and respectful. Food, the quality of food and the special items, and some ballparks had some great choices. And finally, cost, ticket prices, and other ways you have to spend money to attend a game here. So now, without further ado, let's lead it off with last place, number 13, Wright Field, home of the Chicago White Sox. This was the only stadium on this list I truly disliked. The outside isn't terrible stadium wise, but it's kind of plain and basic. It's surrounded by parking lots only, and the tailgating isn't amazing. On the inside, they won't even let you explore the full ballpark. If you bought a seat in the 500 level, you can't leave that level and walk around other concourses. Major fail. And the fans just gave me terrible memories. The non-stop F. Altuve and cheater chants for the Astros annoyed me, and there were almost a few drunken fights. It was just terrible. I only recommend visiting to check another ballpark off your list. Number 12 is Tropicana Field, home of the Tampa Bay Rays. Now this one I feel gets a little overhated. Yes, it is an ugly dome, but the seats offer solid views in most places. The staff were amazing and really helped me have a great experience, and the fans that came are passionate for their team. Plus, they even have a Stingray touch tank. The Trop has many flaws, but they do their best by creating a solid fan experience. Number 11, Marlins Park, home of the Miami Marlins. This was a mid to below average park in every category. The outside looked jumbled to me, although some liked the design. A fan support was non existent except on a near Giancarlo Stanton home run. The field and view were okay, but not great, and they moved my favorite feature, the home run sculpture, outside of the stadium and replaced that area with a club. If you like Miami nightlife and baseball, you would probably put this higher on your list, but as for me, Marlins Park stands at 11. Number 10, Nationals Park, home of the Washington Nationals. In my opinion, Nationals Park is the quintessentially average park, but that's not a bad thing. I thoroughly enjoyed my visit here. The surrounding area has lots of bars and restaurants, and Half Street leads right into the left field gate, reminding me of Utah Street in Baltimore. The fans were rather subdued, which was disappointing given that it was a Friday night game against a divisional opponent, but the staff were among the best I experienced. This is a solid ballpark, and worth the visit if you're in the area. Number 9, Great American Ballpark, home of the Cincinnati Reds. The outside of this stadium is very underrated in my opinion. They have several bars and restaurants along the street, parking that's relatively affordable, and a home plate entrance that announces you're in a Cincinnati ballpark. The inside does have a few flaws, mainly that the upper deck is the only area with a river view, and some lower bowl seats are very disjointed away from the field. But overall, this is a ballpark worth visiting. And Reds fans, although there were not a ton, love their team. Number 8, American Family Field, home of the Milwaukee Brewers. The one word to describe this place is fun. The tailgating here is unmatched in all of MLB, and the fans were a top 3 fan base that I experienced so far. It is rather frustrating to have to drive 15 minutes out of the city, and the upper deck is very steep and can feel cavernous when the roof is closed. But overall, this is a solid venue, and on the side, Milwaukee is a very underrated American city. Number 7, Target Field, home of the Minnesota Twins. Now, first off, most of the rankings that I've seen online have this as a top 5 to 7 park out of all 30. However, I highly disagree. and would go so far as to call it the most overrated park I've been to. Not that there's anything bad about it, but mostly because there's nothing that's really outstanding. The outside looks cool, but it's kind of disjointed. You have a solid view of Minneapolis, but only if you sit along the third base line, which I didn't. It was a fun place to catch a game, but not the outstanding ballpark that lots of people say it is. Number 6, Comerica Park, home of the Detroit Tigers. This is the only ballpark I've been to multiple times, and there is plenty to see and do. Comerica is in a nice area just inside downtown, the Tiger entrance announcing your arrival in the Motor City. There are lots of homages to team history here as well, and, although Tigers fans are not my favorite, they very much love their team. This ballpark is a worthy host for the oldest continuous one-name, one-city franchise in MLB. Number 5, Wrigley Field, home of the Chicago Cubs. Now I know lots of people are going to be frustrated that this park is not number 1. And their arguments do have some validity, as this is a truly historic venue. The Ivy is iconic, the fans are the top 3 fan base that I've experienced, and the concourse has been updated significantly. The main reasons for Wrigley not being number 1 is the cost to attend is insanely high, the location is cramped and hard to drive to, and the Wrigleyville neighborhood is slightly overrated. But still, Wrigley is a bucket list park, and the high cost shouldn't stop you from attending a game here at least once in your life. Number 4, Progressive Field, home of the Cleveland Guardians. This is the most underrated ballpark in baseball in my opinion. There's so much to see. Set right in downtown with a solid outfield backdrop, there's several bars to imbibe during pregame, lots of parking, loyal fans, cool exterior, a great kids area, great food, and Heritage Park in center field resembles Monument Park in Yankee Stadium. So much here to love. While some seats are angled away from home plate, which is very frustrating, that's the only major problem I've found with this amazing ballpark. Number 3, Oriole Park at Camden Yards, home of the Baltimore Orioles. The ballpark that ushered in a new era of retro classic MLB stadiums is still one of the best. The B&O Warehouse is iconic, one of the defining features of any ballpark in America. The exterior and interior architecture are sublime, the food is great, and the fans love their team. My favorite feature is Utah Street that runs directly into the ballpark from outside the stadium. Although similar to Progressive Field, containing several bad seats angled away from home plate, this is a must-visit ballpark for any baseball fan. Number 2, Fenway Park, home of the Boston Red Sox. This legendary ballpark contains my favorite experience yet. Lansdowne, Jersey, and Van Ness streets are packed with fans every game day, and their devotion to their team is incredible. The bleacher bar is my favorite feature in a stadium so far, and the feeling of walking out into the stands and seeing the Green Monster is thrilling. Even through a multi-hour rain delay, the fans stayed and sang the music to pass the time. The seats were very tight, and there were a few bottlenecks in the concourse, but the history and atmosphere make up for that in a big way. Fenway is a bucket list ballpark and a must visit not just for baseball fans, but for any sports fan in general. And finally, my number 1 ballpark that I've been to is PNC Park, home of the Pittsburgh Pirates. This park was immaculate. The neighborhood is filled with bars and restaurants. The exterior architecture is delightful. The backdrop setting is the best in the game. There's not a bad seat in the house. The food is excellent, and it's even one of the cheaper parks to attend a game at. The only drawback was the fan attendance numbers, but even the ones that did show up were true baseball fans, just unhappy with the team. And I don't blame them. Whether you're a diehard baseball fan trying to see all 30 ballparks, or a casual sports fan traveling near Pittsburgh, you will not regret attending PNC Park. The pictures don't even do it justice. You just have to be there to see it. Thank you so much everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed this ballpark ranking. Please like and subscribe so you don't miss my next video.